Back in 2013, TampaBay.com wrote, "A few things stand out about Gallagher's inaugural TV special. First, it's in a tiny nightclub and nobody brought a raincoat or an umbrella or a ride helmet to guard against flying bits of fruit. That would all come later. Second is that Gallagher's jokes are racially and ethnically insensitive. He had something to say about Mexicans, Poles, Japanese, on and on. One of his jokes, you know why and here they have the word that Archie Bunker would use to describe someone of Polish ancestry. I'm not going to say that, so I'll clean it up. You know why a Polish person can't eat pickles? The punchline, he can't get his head in the jar. The audience ate it up. They laughed so hard they spilled their beers, and when it was over, they gave him a standing ovation." Fast forward 30 years to August 2010 at the annual Gathering of the Juggalos, a meetup for fans of the band Insane Clown Posse. Of course Gallagher was there. Why wouldn't he be? There in a side tent, the Juggalos sit around on bales of hay. Up on stage, standing barefoot on a short table, is a paunchy Gallagher. His hair's lighter and more stringy like hay, and he's still doing the bit. He starts by telling them that he knows the problem with America. I'll remind you, this story takes place in 2010. "The problem is I'm not on TV anymore because they can't handle the truth." Batten down the hatches here. I'm just reading from an article. These are not the words of Johnny Mac. Reading from the article. "And the truth," he says, launching to a favorite routine, "is that we're losing our culture because we've become okay with crossbreeds." Uh-oh. All right, but tap the brakes. "Things like spoon forks, fork, and escalades with truck beds, and people who wear socks with sandals." Whew. Thought that was going to go somewhere awful. Oh, wait, it did. Then he starts in on President Obama, and he asks, "How many black dudes do you know from Hawaii?" The article recalls that there's a little laughter, but it's uncomfortable. Gallagher continued, "He's half black and half white. He's a latte. There's white milk in there. Could be goat milk. He could be an Arab terrorist. He's got BAM in his name." Someone in the audience says, "Wow." Many years later, somebody recording a podcast says, "Wow." Now, I told you on Friday, I guess it was, I worked with Gallagher once, and that was 14 years ago. So let me check my watch here. This was 2008. Maybe he hadn't started doing this type of humor yet, or he didn't do it that day. I know for a fact we had a zero tolerance policy for racism on the radio stations I programmed. I'm not just saying that 14 years later. Definitely was a policy thing, and I would have meetings about it regularly. Zero tolerance. So this did not go on that day. He just smashed stuff, and we had some laughs, but oh my. So somebody in the audience says, "Wow." And the article says he's losing them, but he keeps going. Quoting Gallagher, "They said, 'Gallagher, you can't be on TV. You're not sensitive to the needs of the handicapped.' I said, 'I am too. That's why I use all their parking spaces. I don't know why they have to be so close. It ain't like they gotta walk.' Even the Juggalos at this point seem uneasy. Gallagher says, 'You're backing off on me. You want to be politically correct. Just be correct.' He soon slips into a kind of internal monologue. He's speaking into the microphone, but it feels like he's talking to himself. 'I need wrong to get laughs. I need a normal world so I can be abnormal, and that's my problem. Comedians need prejudice.' Gallagher, by the end, has stopped being funny and has become something else, and it seems pretty clear there's not much difference between the Gallagher now and the Gallagher of 30 years ago. What's different is us." The newspaper asked Gallagher, "Is this the act, or is it you?" Gallagher says, "I think it's a good question. Must be me. Must be me. I observe. I'm a scientist." Wow. That's your comedy news for today. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, audio-only version on... I don't even know what to say here, man. Wow. Didn't expect that Gallagher article to go there, did you? Audio-only version on, what's it called? YouTube. Boy, that blew my mind. I gotta go. Bye. See you tomorrow.